This is the flipped classroom video for Level 1 Quiz 3. There are two topics: music that moves by step, beginning to recognize that when notes go up, we sing pitches that are higher in pitch, and when they go down, we sing lower in pitch. Music that moves by step means that there are no skipped notes in between one note to the next. They move in order up or down. The second concept we'll learn is that notes can be written below the staff and above the staff. Remember, the staff is the 5 horizontal lines upon which a lot of notes are written, but not all. Lastly, we'll review how to count rhythm and clap and snap as we do. So let's start at the beginning. It's really important that you look at your music while you're singing in class. Some of my non-audition choirs aren't in the habit of looking at their music. I often see them with music at their sides or not out at all. However, reading music is much easier if you pay attention to the direction in which the notes travel. This will help our choirs tremendously if you commit to reading each note that you sing. A lot of people think, I already know the music, or I have memorized it by hearing it. And those people often miss important accents, dynamic changes, tempo changes, and changes in the pitches themselves as we go throughout the song. So thank you to those who are really careful about reading their notes and their music. Here's an example of music moving only stepwise motion, which means it doesn't skip any notes. E, F, G, A are all consecutive notes. They all are one note to the next going up. G, F, E all go down without skipping any notes in between. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, D, C. Those are the answers to the notes underneath. And the next line, fill in the remaining 3 quarter notes in each measure, making sure to only move by step, meaning don't go from F to E, rather go from F to G to A to B. And for this, you can go down or up. So C down to B, A, and G. This one we can go down again, G, F, E, D. This, let's go up, C, D, E, F. Please draw on those notes that I mentioned. In the following 2 lines, circle any skips. This is where we want to recognize when it's not in stepwise motion. D, C, B, C are all next to each other, but D down to B skips C. So we'll circle those because the directions tell us to. A, B, C, D all in a line. However, D down to B skips C. So we'll circle those 2 notes. Please do the same for the following line in 3B. Now write the counts and clap and count the rhythm. This is 1 parentheses 2 with a letter R underneath, 3-4. 1-2 with parentheses R underneath, 3, 4, 1, 2-3-4, 1-2-3-4. It would sound like this if we clapped it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3-4, 3, 4, 1, 2-3-4, 1-2-3-4. Notice how we don't clap when there are rests. Rhythmic dictation, which we'll do in class. Other notes in the treble clef. Notes can be written above and below the staff with the addition of ledger lines. These are lines written to identify notes above and below the staff. Here are some examples. This is a ledger line, and the line going through this note head is a ledger line. This is a ledger line that goes through this note. This is a ledger line which the note rests on top of. How do you know the names of these notes? F, A, C, E, and every good boy does fine doesn't tell us instantly what these notes are called. You must memorize them. In the meantime, you can count down. So the first line is E. Next note down is D. Next note down is C on this line. Next note down is B as in boy. And then the next note down is A. So a note with two ledger lines below the treble clef staff is A. That means this is A as well. We know that E is the first line, D would be the space, C would be any note with one ledger line below the treble clef staff. Please figure out the rest by using the saying, every good boy does fine, and then counting up. Remember, the musical alphabet repeats. It starts with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C. If you have that 7-note pattern memorized, then you know what goes above or below any note. Number 2, notes below the staff and above. It gives you the answers. You might be able to use some of these to fill in number 1. I recommend you write the notes and their names for number 1. So number 3, name the notes. The answers are right here and right here. So you just need to look at here and match the note that is above and then write the letter. This applies to 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember that these are called eighth notes. So if we were clapping or counting this rhythm, it would be 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3-4. You don't need to count them, just name the notes. For review, write the counts beneath, clap and count as we go. So let's do this one together. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3-4, 3-4, 1, 2-3, 4, 2-3-4. In rests, we don't clap, we're silent. Complete the melody using only quarter notes and stepwise motion, and write the names of the notes below. So, you write your own melody, you're composing already. Stepwise means moving in one direction without skipping notes. So, I would write C, B, A, G, and label them. Then F, G, A, B. So either move up or down without skipping notes and then label the notes below. Do the same for 2B. 3A, circle the skips in the melody and write all the note names below. The first skip in this melody is from A to F. It skips G. Continue for 3B, do the same thing. Name these notes, and if you need help, remember that on 3.2, it lists all the names of the notes above and below the staff. Please memorize these. If it has 2 lines and the notes below the second line, it's G. Memorize that, etc. And we are left with rhythmic dictation. This is all you need to know for quiz 3. Music that moves up and down without skipping notes is called stepwise motion. You're beginning to compose your own melodies. And you're learning about notes that are below the staff and above the staff. You're going to memorize this to succeed in your quiz and review how to count. Now we have rests in which we don't clap. If you have any questions, please email me or post on Edmodo. Thanks for all your hard work.